Well, I've decided to do a video blog. Haven't done one in a while, so I was getting this set up to tape and the phone rang, and it was my friend Fred, one of my best friends, and he's in the hospital. So I kind of figured they were gonna keep him. He hasn't been well. He had a lung transplant a year ago, and he hasn't really kind of come back from it yet. Now I'm going to get help with my video. So I'm hoping that they're going to keep him for about 5 days, and hopefully they'll figure out what's wrong, and he'll get back to his old self someday. It's been about 1.5 years that he's been sick. He was sick for a long time, waiting for a lung, and then he hasn't really come back from getting a lung. He did go out with me at Christmas. He went with me to my work party, and you get a nice shot of my cat's butt. But he's just so small and frail, and it's not a good situation. Kitty, I don't need your help. So I pray that he'll be okay. I worry about him a lot, because before he got sick, we hung out 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week, and we would rent video games, or we would rent movies, or we'd go hang out and have lunch, or he is like my brother from another mother, and I'm going to kill a kitty cat soon. So I just had that little piece of news like 2 seconds ago. I'm still coughing. I'm hoping. Girl cat, you're not helping me, Indy. Come over here. Come over here to this other desk. Yeah, I know. There you go. Lately all I've been really doing is working on the business. I don't think I've ever really said what the business is that I've done. I've written about it in detail on MySpace, but my cousin called me at work one day saying, would you like to go into a business with me? He's wanted to do this forever. He's wanted to go into a portable toilet business. And I said, oh, whatever. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing now on the side. I do all the billing and help with the paperwork and all that crap, so it's fun. Actually, I've been meeting with some really nice people. I've talked to several nice people on the phone. We're donating a couple units to an event coming up in April to raise money for this counseling center, and that lady is very nice, and it's going to be an interesting endeavor. We're learning a lot of things. Like the other day, my cousin was supposed to come over and bring me some checks and stuff, and he couldn't make it because he didn't stop at the weigh station with his truck, and it's a smaller truck with a tank on it. I don't know how many gallons it holds, but he's driven bigger trucks and gone by the weigh station and never had a problem with it, because usually it's the semis that have to stop and get weighed. Well, that day, cop pulled him over and said, do you know why I stopped you? And needless to say, he got a ticket, and he had to go through this whole checklist of everything that he needs to have done on that truck, getting a DOT number and getting a chauffeur's license, and it was a learning experience. So there's much that he has to do. So that's all coming up, and it's just been interesting. Very interesting. But we do have a big deal that might be going through with Big C Lumber, so I'm hoping that works. He goes to meet with them on Monday or Tuesday. What else? I talk to Tillman about every day. We play canasta or talk, and I miss him. I wish he was here, even for a visit. I'd like to go there, but I don't know when I'm gonna get there. Trying to save money right now, starting a new business, is just impossible. I just charged about $400 on my credit card yesterday for advertising. Oh, yeah. So, I'm hoping sometime to get there. Maybe I'll be able to talk him into coming back here one more time. Who knows? What else? God, I'm boring. I didn't have a plan I actually did have a plan when I started this. I was going to talk about my family dynamic, about my family, but then Fred called and it kind of threw me off into a different thought process. And I have a cat who's trying to help, and yeah. Come here, here. I'll just hold you so you can't run around. There. Yeah, you stay right there. I am glad she's better. She got sick like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it freaked me out. And I took her to the vet, and excuse me. I've had her about 13 years, but she's about a year old when I got her. She's about 14 years old, and she's never been sick. And about 4 or 5 weeks ago, she got really lethargic and didn't want to eat and didn't want to drink and didn't want to move and didn't want to be messed with. I was really scared. And so I called this place called the Cat Care Clinic, because I had taken a cat there years ago, and put her on a cat carrier. She's been in a cat carrier before, but just to play in it and come back out. She's never really been locked in and transported anywhere. So she did not like it. She cried almost all the way there, but then about halfway she stopped and started giving herself a bath. So I thought that was a good sign. And she got weighed, and she weighs 18 pounds, I think. That's what she weighs. No, not 18 pounds. I think she weighed, I can't remember what she weighs. And they took some blood, and luckily her blood was clean. Her blood looked really good, and they gave her some antibiotics, and so she perked back up after about a week, didn't you? And now she's back to her old ornery self, which I'm glad. I know there is going to come a day where she's going to get sick and she isn't going to get better and she's going to die, but hopefully it's no time soon. I hope she's going to be one of those cats that live to be like 25 years. Yeah, aren't ya? Yeah. The dog likes to chase her, and she runs. And one day that this wanted to turn around and whack that dog and tell her, "Stop chasing me!" But now she's gonna lay here and sprawl out like she's laying in a big hammock. She is my baby. She follows me around the house. Like if I go to the basement, she goes to the basement. She comes and curls up around my arm when I sleep. She's a good cat. I've talked about her before, but I can't help it. And she's gonna drive me nuts. Yeah, you're gonna drive me nuts, aren't you? I guess. This is like my mom and dad's grandkid. Because I don't want to have kids. I love kids. I love kids to death. I love to play with kids. I like kids' toys and all that crap. I just don't want to have the responsibility of having my own. And I'm an only child. And I've always told my mom, I said, "See this? This is the closest thing you're getting to a grandbaby." So I hope she comes to the conclusion that I've told her several times that I'm not having kids. So, and I feel bad that I'll never make my parents grandparents, but you know, what can I do? And I'm glad, because Tillman is the same as me. He likes kids, but he doesn't want to have kids either, and so that's a plus. I guess I should just stop babbling now. Although my next video, maybe tonight or tomorrow or sometime, I really want to do a family dynamic video of talking about my family, because I have a great family. And not everybody can say that, and I'm blessed that I can. So, I'm going to sign off for now. And I'm going to actually take the dog for a drive, maybe. Because Mom and Dad left early this morning to go to an auction. And Kitty, you're breaking my arm off. So who knows what they're going to come home with from there. And so from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I had to listen to her howl because she was sad. Finally I came upstairs and said, "Quit howling," and now she's been asleep. So I'm going to take her for a drive, and maybe we'll go get a sandwich or something. So I shall return quicker than the last few times I've posted, because I kind of took a break because of being sick, and I don't know, I just felt like taking a little break. So see y'all.